Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus, and welcome to another live stream Tuesday and the day after my birthday, as it has been referred to. And thank you for all of the birthday messages from Saturday night through Sunday and Monday as well. We are going to be having a look at a couple of things that I have been given for my birthday, which is great. We'll have a look at those a little bit later on. But setting up this live stream, I didn't realise that I didn't do the post over on Patreon, so that was a bit of a rush getting that one in there. So thank you guys for requesting that song at the beginning of the live stream so that I could play through that. We will have to see if the likeometer is going to work tonight as well, because it says 82, 83 at the moment, so if you can hit that thumbs up, it'll be much appreciated. We'll see if we can get an early spike of the likes. What we need to see is if we do get up to about 300 or 320, whether the like numbers then start to descend, because that's what's happened in the last two live streams. No idea why that has happened. It suddenly fell off by about 100 or more than that. So I think it is a problem with YouTube. So we're going to be doing a little like experiment tonight. We'll see if we can get those likes up high to a point and then see if they do decrease. But let me get the target up on screen anyway, even though if that problem does persist, it means that we're not going to be able to get to 370, because I think it's around about 310 or 320 last time that it then started to explode and decrease. But we will see how we get on. So, a year older, hopefully, well, a year wiser, maybe, I do not know, but we have survived, and it was actually quite a nice day yesterday, which was good. It snowed in the morning, believe it or not, here in April. It's snowing now. I guess that's global warming and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, interesting weather. To wake up to some snow, which meant that the golf courses unfortunately were closed. But then by the time it came for my tee-off time, it had actually melted and I could go and play a round of golf, which was great. So, and then my nephews came over and we played some computer games and ate cake and played some Sonic the Hedgehog. And that was a game that I used to play when I was about 8 years of age, something like that, on the Sega Mega Drive. So they were playing that and they enjoyed it, but then they had to go home, unfortunately. But a good day was had by all, and the golf went well as well, because I got, for me, what is quite a good score. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me tonight. Let me get you guys up on screen, because in the live chat room tonight we have Brian, Corey, Lynn, Stan, Motown Girl, Deborah, and Carla's in there, moderating Beverly, Lisa, Scott, Laurie's in there, and Neil's about to go through as well, and Jennifer is about to go through. We have to wait for a few more people to comment underneath to then push those comments up, but there we go. So hello guys, thank you for joining me tonight on this Tuesday night live stream. I think half the problem with setting up this live stream was that I started looking at videos or analysis videos that I am going to be doing, well, tomorrow night is what I was looking at, and everybody who's actually seen the whole stream that I've just set up, the event, before I went live here, I was setting up the event for tomorrow night's live analysis, and if you can see which song that is, I then just started watching Ghostbusters videos. And because I am a big fan of, well, especially as a kid, I had the fire station and all the different characters, and had Slimer and just everything, so I collected all those. I even had there's a little gun that I had where you put batteries in it, you hold on the button and it projects a ghost onto a wall, and it was a little projector that you held, and then you held a button and it made a noise as if you're shooting ghosts. Anyway, I fell down a bit of a Ghostbusters rabbit hole, so that's why I was a bit late setting everything up here. But we'll be looking at the Ghostbusters theme tomorrow night, which I am really looking forward to, because I'm just going to really enjoy doing it, even if nobody's watching. But that's going to be the live analysis tomorrow night, and that will be at 12 midnight Greenwich Mean Time, same time as this, if you want to tune into that tomorrow night. But back to tonight. We have had a few donations. Thank you guys so much for those. As always with YouTube, as soon as you start a new stream, the donations on the super chat window disappear. So we will get into those. I have to load them into a different screen, but the reason that this is all possible is due to my patrons, and their names go across the bottom of the screen throughout this whole live stream and every single live stream that I do. So thank you guys so much for your support over there. And also, we have had a few more people join in there over the last 24 hours, and about 20 or 30 minutes ago I saw that Trish had just joined up over on Patreon as well. So Trish, I managed to get your name right at the end of this list. I quickly typed it in before I went live, so I was really distracting myself with lots of different things, but thank you so much for becoming a patron, and thank you all of you at the bottom of the screen for making everything possible on this channel and being the foundation of the channel over on Patreon. And if you want to get involved yourselves over on Patreon, you can do. The link is patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. So that is that. Let me get the donations message thing up on screen and the PayPal donations window as well. I am going to jump into these donations that have happened before the live stream, and I can see that one's just come in the super chat window while we have been live. But to go back to Ginny's donation of $15, thank you for that, Ginny. This was before the live stream started, and the message was, "Hi Phil, hope you had a great B-day. Birthday. A B-day is a totally different thing, but a great birthday. We wondered, did you hire the bass player in your cartoon? Take care." So thank you for that donation. And yes, all of my real life stories are real life stories. So that actually happened, and the bass player was hired. So yeah, we just continued as a band from then on forward and saw how we got on. But that's quite a while ago now. But yeah, it is a true life story. So thank you for that, Ginny. And Ginny donated again, $15. Thank you again for that. And the message is, please have your dad and your old drummer on sometime and maybe play a song with your dad. We can see. Thanks. Take care. So thank you for that. And I'm not sure whether my dad would want to appear in front of lots of people on the internet, but it possibly could happen in the future, you never know. And as for my old drummer, which is Knowlesy, as we call him, or James Knowles, it's just a case of organising it and having time to organise it. That is the major thing. The major stumbling block with everything is having the time to do it, and having enough time so that the two of you can organise your diaries so that you're free at exactly that right time, so then you can do something together. And with, especially as Knowlesy, I'm not sure whether he's teaching. I think he's not teaching anymore. He used to teach for Yamaha. I think he's doing session work now, so he's undoubtedly a very busy guy, and my days are very busy as well. And especially at the moment, you guys over on Patreon know that I'm working on the Under the Spotlight video series behind the scenes that we're going to be kicking off this month. And I was talking to Buck Dharma yesterday about that, just working out the video that he's going to be doing and editing and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we're working on that behind the scenes. And again, it is a case of organising it with these different guitarists in order to get all of the footage down and all of the guitar down that I'm going to be focusing on for that new series. So I'm very much putting a lot of time and effort into that, and really want to get the new series up and running, and really hoping that we can get that done before the end of the month. And we'll probably follow it up with another one in a few weeks time, probably early May, because that is something that I have got planned, because I'm due to be featuring James Bell, and it would be great if I could release that at the beginning of the month and then point you guys in the direction of his new album, which he's going to be releasing on his birthday next month as well. So I'm kind of working to a schedule here with the series in the background, so keeping very busy. But thank you for those donations, Ginny, and I'm just going to jump into that super chat window now, because Victoria has donated 2,500 Chile, whatever those are, maybe pesos. I've heard that that is a currency. I don't know if that's correct. I've just made that up. That's something that I don't know if that's the currency in Chile, but thank you for this, Victoria. And the message is, Hi from Chile, I'm your fan, with a Chilean flag and I think maybe a flower or a rose or a tomato. It is difficult to see because it's very small, but I'm going to go for a rose maybe. And you might notice that I've got a new watch. This is my birthday present to myself. So I have a new watch, and it's one of those smartwatches. I don't know whether you can see it because it turns itself off. But, I can't even show it at the screen. And it turns itself off. It only shows the time when you do that, and it's facing you because it's very clever. So as soon as you turn away, you could just see it and then it disappeared. It turns itself off to save the battery so that it lasts for a long time. And I did mention this on the last live stream that I did have a watch and then the battery kept running out and I had to keep taking it to a shop to get it fixed. But now I have a watch that does all kinds of things like monitor exercise and all that stuff, but I just use it for the time. But also it's got a function where I can use it for golf. If I want to see how far the flag is, it'll tell me exactly how far it is, so then I know which club to take out of my bag. So that is good, and it's working, fingers crossed. So that is my birthday present to myself, and my mum did make me some cake, so I've been delving into that yesterday and today, which is all good. And I had a Chinese, so there, all of the information about my birthday, there you go. Not particularly exciting, but I quite like non-exciting birthdays and just relaxing and having a little bit of time just doing other stuff, because I think pretty much most of my days are just spent 24/7 just either working on stuff for the future with the channel or answering emails and questions and all those kind of things over on Patreon, but also via my website as well, which has a contact us page, and that contact page gets a lot of messages through that I receive there as well. So it's good just to relax a little bit, but we're back on it tonight and we'll be back on it for the rest of time, pretty much into the future. But thank you everyone and Victoria for those donations, and I am going to be jumping into the PayPal donations window, but I think I just have to reset it because I can see that there has been a little bit of action in there. So let me get that PayPal window back up on screen so you guys can see it. And Marilyn has donated £5.01, so thank you for that, Marilyn. And the message is, "Hi Phil, I hope you got your carrot cake," with a heart and a smiley face. So yes, I did indeed. So thank you for that. And I'm just having a little look into the live chat room as I caught out of the corner of my eye, I caught a comment that said sound ? So I'm not sure whether you guys can actually hear me or not. So if you can hear what I'm saying, then if you can let me know, that would be much appreciated in the live chat room. Just maybe do a thumbs up or say you can hear me, because I'm always pretty much just blind in these live streams. Obviously I've set everything up, but as to whether you can hear me and see me, that is beyond my control of knowing whether that is true or not. So if you can let me know if you can hear me, I'm just going to continue talking because I've set everything up in the same way. So we will see what happens, and hopefully there's not any weird echo going on or anything. But it looks like, thank you for that, because I can see Carla and Jennifer have said that you can hear me. So great. That is good. So thank you, Marilyn, for that donation. And yes, as I mentioned, I just had quite a lot of carrot cake today. Actually, it's very tempting, and I guess it's my birthday, or at least it was my birthday. I'm trying to continue it over a couple of days or a few days in order to have an excuse for eating cake, but I've pretty much finished it already, so I'll have to try and get my mum to make another one. I have to think of another event that's happening. Maybe if I ever get to 170,000 subscribers, I can just make up another excuse and tell her that. And by the way, we are getting close to that. I think we've got a few hundred more subscribers to try and pick up somewhere along the way. So fingers crossed we could do that, but it'll be great to get to that milestone. And thank you everyone for subscribing, liking, hitting that thumbs up in this live stream as well. If you could do that. We are at 147 likes so far. We're aiming for 370, but actually we're aiming for 320 or 300, around that kind of area, to see if YouTube has fixed its likeometer, because over the last 2 live streams it has got to about 320 and then it's just decreased by about 100 or 150 and it goes a bit crazy. So we will see what happens there. If you can leave a like as you come through the door, that would be great. It helps this channel to grow, but also for these live streams to get out there as well. So I'm just going to jump back into that PayPal window because we've had another donation here that's come in from Lucy, and it's for £10. Thank you so much for that. And the message is, howdy Phil, fellow wingers and new wingers. Don't forget to spike the likes, y'all. Phil, a bit extra for another birthday treat. Hope you enjoyed your day. You deserve it, with some rock horns, a heart and peace. So thank you for that, Lucy. And yes, it was a good day. I'm sure if the golf had gone wrong and I got a really bad score, then it wouldn't have been as enjoyable, but it was all good. So it's the first time it's ever snowed on my birthday. So I don't know what that means. Maybe it's something to do with astronomy or the star signs. If it snows on your birthday, I don't know about all of that stuff, but we will see what happens this year, and then I can say, oh, that's what that snowing meant on my birthday. But anyway, thank you, Lucy, so much for that donation. And I think one more has just come in as well, and it is Deborah, who has donated £4.88. So thank you for that, Deborah, and that is a straight up donation. And there is another one that's just popped in as well, so let me just address this one quickly. It is Patricia, who has donated £10.45. So thank you for that, Patricia, and the message is, happy to be a new subscriber and patron. You rock, with some rock horns. So thank you for joining me over there, Patricia, and all of you guys at the bottom of the screen. I think Patricia's name, I don't know whether I added that or had time to add that. As I said, I think maybe, oh, I did mention about Trish earlier on, actually. So thank you, Patricia. I think it's because I'm mentioning the full name of Patricia instead of Trish, but then my mind just remembered that I did mention that at the beginning. So thank you, Trish, for joining, and I hope you enjoy your time over there. But we have such a great community, not only over on Patreon, but also here on the live streams. So thank you guys for joining me. If you are new to the live streams, just introduce yourselves, say hello, and that's how everybody has started with these live streams and getting to know each other. And also you can join the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Patreon, so you can jump on there, join that group, because that's where a lot of these people hang out who are in the live chat room at the moment. But thank you everyone for the birthday wishes and the cards as well. And I can see, just as I'm saying that, I think I saw Brian's name go through there. And Brian, thank you for the card. That is much appreciated. I got that just to let you guys know. I'm going to mention what I did receive for my birthday, as we're talking about cake and golf and all that stuff. So here we have a picture that I did show on the live stream before, but it was just as a picture on the computer, whereas now I have the actual picture. And this is Bev's picture, and I'll try and keep it in the frame of me, and I'll try and get it so that it doesn't shine off the light too much. But there we have Bev's picture, and thank you so much for sending this, Bev, and for drawing it in the first place. And Bev also had a picture of Jimi Hendrix and Van Halen, and it came with a card as well. So thank you very much for that, Bev. I did say that it might seem a little bit weird having a picture of myself on my wall or something, because it might be a bit narcissistic, but that is something that Bev has given to my parents, so they can look at me even more if they want to. Some would argue that, or maybe they would argue that they see me too much on the internet and all that kind of stuff. But thank you so much for that, Bev, for that very nice picture, and something that would be well above my painting abilities. So thank you for that. And let me mention this t-shirt, because I put this on yesterday, and then I think it does need a wash. Not that I wore it for a long time, but just because it is a little bit firm at the moment. But that's what happens with new t-shirts. And it is the Wings of Pegasus World Tour. And I did take a picture of this. Let me try and find it on the software. I did upload this because I was going to show it, but then I realized that I could actually get the t-shirt because I was already in the process of getting it ready to wash it, but I have now saved it in order to show it. And let me see if I can find this picture of me wearing it. It is here somewhere. Let me do that. There we go. So there is me wearing the shirt yesterday and with the Wings of Pegasus hoodie that I've got on now. So thank you everybody who was involved in getting this sent to me. And there are names on the back, which I can show you as well, because if I was wearing it, you wouldn't be able to see the names. So let me get rid of that and that. And here we have it. So this was sent, by the way, by Susan. So thank you, Susan, for sending this over, but also Carla, everybody that was involved in doing this. And it's got on the back, worldwide fans. And I don't know whether you can get close enough to read any of this, but there are names on there. I can see in the monitor maybe Carl's name you might be able to make out. But, oh, and look, Carla's at the top there on the top right. So these are the Wings of Pegasus World Tour worldwide fans, and thank you for that, for sending it. And it is obviously a bit creased because it's been in the post and travelled a very long way, and I will get it washed and get it worn as well. I just think it will soften up nicely, and it does fit. I'm pretty much a medium in every shirt ever, and this is a medium. So thank you guys so much for sending that over, and you'll see me wearing that in the very near future. It'll go on my little shirt rotation that I have. I tend to just be wearing the same shirts and they just go in rotation. We do have a little bit of Rory Gallagher, and his hair's, well, his hair's a little bit more impressive than mine. He had very impressive hair, Rory, but this is something that with the length of hair at the moment, I can't believe that we're not going to talk about hair again. I can't believe that is actually a little bit of probably fringe that's going even further than my mouth, hence the center parting. But thank you everyone for your birthday wishes and for sending those things over, and also the cards and the wishes over on Patreon as well. I haven't been able to answer, or at least do a long answer to everybody that has said happy birthday, because there's been quite a few messages, but thank you guys so much for all of those. And I'm just going to mention that we have had another donation from Victoria that's come in, and this is the, again, 2,500 Chilean currency. I'm just going to say that. Thank you for that. Message is, hi Wings of Pegasus, regards from Chile. Can you say hello? I like your channel. I like David Bowie and Mick Ronson with a Chile flag as well. So yes, hello Victoria. I think I said hello before. I said thank you. So thank you for that donation again, Victoria. And Mike has donated $5. Thank you for that, Mike. And the message is, I watched your Starship analysis again. Could they have been promoting local music? ? And I think pretty much they're promoting music, getting it on the radio. And I think, yeah, local music, possibly more independent music, and yeah, making a little bit of a statement. It's one of those things that if you haven't seen that analysis video and you want to watch it, you can go and check that one out, because it was at least coined as the worst song ever written or ever released, and that's why I was doing the video on that, because I don't think that you can ever say that that's a really bad song. So I was addressing that in that analysis that I did, so you guys can watch that if you haven't checked that out already. But it is certainly a promotion for what I would say is music just in general, but also music outside of the major labels and the whole industry side of it. So yeah, that is something that you can check out. That'll be on the channel. Just type in British Guitarist Analysis and just type in Starship, maybe. Or put in Jefferson Starship if you want to have the whole title. So anyway, thank you for that, Mike. And Kay has donated $19.99. Thank you for that, Kay. The message is, happy birthday, Phil. I'm a new subscriber and I've really been enjoying your videos, with, I think, a birthday cake there. So thank you for that, Kay, and welcome to the channel. Thank you for subscribing, and I hope you continue to enjoy the videos as we continue moving forward. This is something that I know the videos that I did maybe a few years ago now, I used to fit those in after my teaching, and it meant that I didn't have a lot of time to spend on them, and there'd be maybe only 6 or 8 or maybe 10 minutes in length, whereas now I have a lot more time to spend on them. So I was thinking of maybe revisiting 1 or 2, or maybe some of them that have been blocked on copyrights, and try and just redo a version of that video, because I know some people comment and say, oh, why didn't you spend as much time on this video, thinking that it's a recent upload, whereas it was about 3 years ago, and they have obviously seen a more recent upload where I break down the song and we get into the guitar, maybe look into the vocal, the ranges that are being covered, all that kind of stuff. And it's just the way that this channel has evolved and progressed that I've been able to do more with it because of the support that I've had over on Patreon and the donations in the super chat and over on PayPal as well. So it just means that it's opened me up to allow me to spend more time on the channel and the videos. So that is why some of the older videos seem very short, and I don't get the guitar out because I didn't even have the software, because I hadn't bought it yet, because I didn't have the foundation in place of that support to be able to actually spend money on upgrading my equipment. So that is just how things have moved along. So anyway, that's something that I might do in the future. I probably won't redo lots of videos, but there are maybe 1 or 2 that I'd like to revisit and do a version of getting the guitar out just to demonstrate a few things. But anyway, thank you for that donation, Kay. And Stan has donated $5. Thank you for that, Stan. And the message is, Phil, lay that shirt out and photo it and load it on Patreon, please. So thank you for that, Stan. I will do that later on. I'll maybe just put it on the floor and take a picture, and hopefully it would be a high resolution enough or clear enough for you guys to see all of the names on the back as well. So I will do that after this live stream, and I'll upload it to Patreon tonight. So look out for that, or at least later on tonight after this live stream. So thank you, Stan, for that. And I just want to jump into that PayPal donations window because we have had a little bit of action in there. I'm just going to scroll up and have a little jump up as well, because Karen has donated £3.48. Thank you for that, Karen. And the message is, hi, Phil. Here's a post-birthday toast for you. May you always have enough joy in your heart to make miles of smiles appear where none were before. With a smiley face. Cheers, Karen. So thank you for that, Karen. And if you didn't see the video that was shown on the last live stream, make sure you check that out, because there was a really long video. It wasn't, well, about 7 minutes, which is quite long, of everybody saying happy birthday, all of you guys in that live chat room. So if you didn't see that video, make sure you check that out, because that is definitely worth a watch, with lots of really cool messages, and also putting some faces to the usernames that we have here on YouTube and in that live chat room, which was great to be able to do that. So check out that last live stream if you haven't seen that, because that's where that video is. But thank you, Karen, for that donation and that message. And I am just gonna scroll up again because I can see that another donation has just come in, so thank you for this. And this is actually a sale, so thank you, Nalita, for buying the CD over on wingsofpegasus.com/music. If you guys want to go over to there, you can do, and that's just a notification that I get over a notification that I get over on my email from the website. So thank you, Nalita, for ordering that, and I will get that all packaged up and sent off to you and signed and messaged. So thank you for that. I'm just going to scroll up because I can see that another donation has come in, and that is just confirmation of the PayPal album sale. So I'm going to scroll up again because Beth has donated £17.42. So thank you so much for that, Beth. And the message is, fantastic cover, Phil. I've had a wonderful time since I found your channel and joined the Wingers. I see how much everyone loves you and how you reciprocate. Such a pleasure to be part of this lovely group. Thank you for bringing us all together, with a smiley face and rock horns, a guitar, and some praying hands. So thank you so much for that donation, Beth, and thank you for the kind words as well. And I will just keep on doing these videos as long as you guys enjoy the videos and you send me requests of videos that you want. Then I've got a nice list that I can get through and I can keep on doing these videos for you. But also thanks for the kind words. I'm not sure which cover you're referring to, but we will be playing a cover video later on in the live stream. I say later on, it's already 25 to midnight here. So we will be jumping into that pretty soon. We'll keep an eye on that likeometer. We are at 192 at the moment. So if you can hit that thumbs up if you haven't done that yet, it'll be much appreciated if you could do that. But thank you for the kind words and that donation, Beth, about the cover. What we might do is jump into the requested cover for tonight, which was, let me have a little look over on Patreon. I had a little look down the list and I was late posting on Patreon, but thank you guys for being so on the ball and giving me these requests because it really does help me out during the live stream. And we had Behind Blue Eyes. I think this was the one that was requested the most. Carla went straight in with that. Deborah did as well. Michelle. Let me have a little scroll down. And Karen asked for To Be With You. Let's have a little scroll down again. I think it's probably gonna, we had a couple for Parisian Walkways further on down the list as well, but thank you guys for all of these requests. I think I'm gonna have to go with the early birds over on Patreon, which was Behind Blue Eyes, and scrolling all the way to the bottom I can see that Bev did request that one as well, and Bev's picture that I showed earlier. We'll have a little look at Behind Blue Eyes, my version of it, by The Who, of course. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you guys after. Rock!
No one knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man behind blue eyes. No one knows what it's like to be hated, to be fated, to telling only lies. But my dreams, they are just empty as my conscience seems to be. I have hours all lonely. My love is vengeance, it's never free.
Hello, Phil here. Thank you so much for watching my cover of Behind Blue Eyes by The Who. I hope you enjoyed it. The names that you can see going up the screen here are the names of my patrons, who I'd like to say a massive thank you to for their support and for making videos like this possible, and for making all my videos possible on YouTube. So thank you guys, your support is massively appreciated. If you want to join me and the gang over on Patreon, head to the link below, the little square link, click on that and that will take you through to the site. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Rock! And there we have it. That was my cover of Behind Blue Eyes, and I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Thank you for requesting it. And we have had a little bit of action in that PayPal window as well. Thank you guys for all of your very kind donations in the super chat window as well. But let me just quickly get that back up on screen again, because I have a little scroll up. And it is David who has donated £6.97, so 97 pence. So thank you for that, David. That is much appreciated, and it's a straight up donation without a message added onto that. So I can see that another one has come through, and this is Deborah who has donated £6.97. Thank you for that, Deborah. And the message is, "Hi Phil, how often do you post in Instagram? I know you're super busy, but it would be nice to learn of some of the activities you are doing throughout the day. A real-time photo would be great too." So thank you for that. And anybody that follows me over on Instagram will know I don't really use Instagram. I'm so busy, I don't have time really to think about taking a picture of what I'm doing, because I'm just doing it. And I think that's the problem. You've got to be consciously having your phone out, and I don't think I'm really of the generation that has, I mean, I'm sure some people are better than others at doing it, or maybe the younger generation who are more used to Instagram always have their phones out. But when I was young, you used to have to phone people on an actual phone, and the dial, you had to push it around in a circle and choose which number you wanted, and it was all wired. So with mobile phones, I still use my mobile phone. I do use it for emails and doing comments and things on Patreon and messages on Patreon, but also the comments on YouTube, to have a look through those, because it means that I can just quickly do that while having my phone on me rather than having to go to a computer. But then in terms of taking a picture of me, I can't take a picture of me doing stuff on my phone, because obviously I'd be using the phone. So yeah, I'm not sure really how interesting it would be, but I'll try and maybe think of posting some things to Instagram at some point, but it's just having the time to think about doing it while I'm just in the middle of doing everything. Pretty much when I'm focused on things, that's my focus, and I just keep doing that thing until it gets done. Then I move on to the next task, and I do that until it's done, then I get on to the next task. So yeah, it's just a bit of a conveyor belt like that. But I will try to do a little bit more on Instagram. I'm thinking about what I can maybe upload over there. Maybe, I don't know, I'll maybe upload the picture of me in that shirt. I took that picture yesterday. I know that I uploaded that to Patreon, but I'll try and remember to do that. But Instagram is quite far down my list of things to keep updated. As you guys know, the top of my list really is Patreon and making sure everything is okay on there, and the links to the videos go through every night to the analysis videos that I do here on the channel. Obviously the analysis videos, I make sure that those are uploaded exactly when they are, and I then plan my live analysis videos for Wednesday night. So I'll be doing that tomorrow night, and then another analysis video on Friday, and then Sunday. And I'm also working on the Under the Spotlight series at the moment. So yeah, I'm keeping very busy, and that's probably why I don't use Instagram, or I have a lot of things to do before I get to Instagram. But thank you, Deborah, for that donation and for that suggestion and request, and I would try to do my best in the future. And Sue has donated £20. Thank you so much for that, Sue. And the message is, just stopping in to say hello. I will catch up later tonight with the catch-up crew. So thank you for that, Sue, part of the catch-up crew, and I will see you later on, and you'll see me now because you're watching it on catch-up. So hello, all of you people watching on catch-up, and you can still hit that thumbs up if you want to, and it really does help if you're clicking that in the catch-up crew as well. So it helps this channel to grow, for these videos to get out there, for the live streams to get out there, but it really does help a lot more than you know. So we will have a look at what happens with the likes as well on tonight's live stream. We're at 216 and it's 1:45 here in the morning. So we are trying to get in at around 300, maybe 320, to see if that gremlin of YouTube comes along and it maybe gets the likes decreasing. Don't know why that happens, but it could happen again. Hopefully it won't, but we will see. Anyway, thank you guys for the donations in the super chat window as well, because Tortoro Porco has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that. And the message is, Roger Daltrey and Pete Townsend have secretly spiked their likes. So thank you for that. And yeah, they're definitely in secret. They must be doing that. They've got much better things to do than be watching this live stream. But then again, sometimes there are people in the live chat room that just fly under the radar. I know that Taj has been in there a few times, Taj Farrant, who will be appearing in the future on the Under the Spotlight series as well. So we can have a little look out for that video in the future. But there are a few people that do fly under the radar in that live chat room, so you never know who is watching. But also I just want to jump into the PayPal donations window again, because there's been another donation, and this is from Joan, who has donated £25. Thank you so much for that, Joan. And the message is, warmest welcome to all the new members of the Wings of Pegasus community. So thank you, Joan, for that, and hello any and all new members, not only here on the channel but over at the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook. If you have joined that page, if you haven't joined it yet, you can just search for it over on Facebook. Just type in Wings of Pegasus supporters group and you will find where all these lovely people hang out in between the live streams. And also that's where I do get pictures for the live streams as well of you guys with your merchandise and the various pictures that you upload over there, and then we see them here. I don't think we have any pictures for tonight, so it's just going to be the pictures that I showed earlier of the t-shirt and the picture. So that is going to be all of the activity from that standpoint for tonight on the live stream. We don't have a pick roulette either, so we have a little bit more time on tonight's live stream, even though we have had a lot of donations, so those do tend to take up a bit of the time just addressing them. But I do like to, I do like to address every single donation, and I do get through them all eventually, so don't worry if you have made a donation and I haven't said about it yet, because I do get through all of them. And Marge has just donated £2.09 as well, so thank you for that, Marge, and that is a straight up donation. And Deborah has just donated £6.97 as well. Thank you for that, Deborah. Again, the message is, thank you for all you do for us. So it is no problem, and thank you for joining me on the live stream and for these very kind donations, and just for joining me on the channel in general and doing so many comments in the comment section and giving me so many requests in there as well, because it always makes it interesting to look at different artists and also read through some of the stories that we get in the comment section as well. So thank you guys for that. And I could just see that Russell is about to go through with a $5 donation as well. So thank you for that, Russell. And it is a straight up donation, so there isn't a message with that. But thank you for that very kind donation. So looking forward to the next year, technically, I mean, another year is down and out for my life. So having the first day of the next year, we're going to be continuing as normal on the channel, and hopefully it's going to be a little bit more interesting or diverse on the channel when we start getting into Under the Spotlight, which I'm really looking forward to jumping into as well. But what we might do is 10-1 here at the moment in the UK, so what we might do is jump into another requested video, and we do have a little bit more time tonight because we don't have the pick roulette. In order to get the pick roulette, we have to hit our target of 370 likes, but we have been cursed by YouTube because I think over the last few streams we've got to about 320 and then we haven't reached that total. But we will have, even though we didn't hit the total on Saturday, we will have a pick roulette on Saturday because I think we were on course to make that total. So we will see where we end up by the end of this live stream. We've probably got about 25 minutes left. So we'll keep a little eye on that likeometer. If you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, it'd be much appreciated if you could. But I'm going to have a little look down the request list and see which other song or original song has been requested. So we've had one for Running Blind, which was Lisa, Paris Nord, lyric video, Unwanted Stranger as well. Looks like we've got a bit of a mix, don't cry. Unwanted Stranger again, so that's a couple for that. Maybe I just lean that way. It tends to be the case that when I see a couple, I then decide, and Cindy right at the end, Wanted, Unwanted Stranger. Wanted, Unwanted Stranger. So we will have a little look at that, and hopefully you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you guys after rock.
Told me something about you that I didn't want to know. Look me right in the eye and then you placed your head on my shoulder. This position that you put me in, you're on a mission to take my world from around me. Wide awake, I worry my brain. Turn over, turn over, turn over. Waiting, anticipating. Girl, come on, make up your mind. Night of passion became a nightmare. When the flood arrived, I realized what a fool I've been. You don't even know me, so how could you love me? Let alone care for this unwanted stranger. Forget about the life that I dreamed of. Turn over, turn over, turn over. Waiting, anticipating. Girl, come on, make up your mind. Repercussions and consequences. Should've known better. Wish I never met her. True to the letter, I'll never forget her. Waiting, anticipating. Girl, come on, make up your mind.
And there we have it. That was my song called Unwanted Stranger, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. You can pick that up over at wingsofpegasus.com/music, as we saw Nolita doing earlier. And you can download songs individually there if you want to as well. They're also on iTunes and Amazon. My album's on there as well. But it's better for me if you go to my website, because then I don't have to give away a percentage. So we are going to be jumping into this PayPal donation window very quickly, just after the Super Chat window, because we've had another donation that's come in from Gene. So thank you for this, and it's for $10, and that's a straight up donation, so thank you for that, Gene. And Carl has donated $5. Thank you, Carl. The message is, cross the pond, music venues are planning on being open this summer in Asbury Park. I bet we can get you on some of the outdoor stages. So thank you for that, Carl. And yes, it would be good to get out there a little bit. At the moment, I'm not sure where I'd fit in. Unfortunately, any kind of live performances, granted the amount of rehearsal that you need to put into it and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's something that I think would have to be very planned in the future, so that I can work everything that I do around that particular schedule. Not something that I can just do at the drop of a hat, unfortunately. But I think it's going to be one of those things that won't happen like that anyway. Here in the UK, things will just be rolled out gradually, and they're talking about getting either a note or something on your passport, I don't know, to say that you've had the jab, that you've had your coronavirus injection, and that you're now immune to it, or at least you have some deal of immunity to it. So it might be the case that that has to get rolled out first, and then if people have had their vaccines, then they can start to attend in more numbers. I don't know how it's going to work out. I think it's going to be a slow process, and the government are very much bringing out a new measure, for example, coming out of lockdown, and then 4 or 5 weeks later, they then see what happens to the numbers of infections and all that kind of stuff, and then decide whether they move to that next step. And it's something that I think a lot of people don't understand, that once you do something or come out of lockdown, you've then got to wait 4 or 5 weeks to see what happens because you came out of lockdown. There's always a 4 or 5 week delay. So this is why I think it's going to be a very slow process of gradually opening up venues and starting gigs properly starting again, but also festivals. That kind of thing is going to be something that I can imagine that you're going to have the vaccine in order to attend those, to make sure that you're not then starting a new wave by yourself. It only takes one person, unfortunately, to start a new wave. If somebody went to a festival and you got tens of thousands of people there and one person has it and spreads it to another, it's just going to spread like wildfire again. So I think it's going to be a slow rollout, but fingers crossed for the future that it can be okay. And it's just reminded me of the gig that I was going to be involved with more in a kind of presenting way with the Wanted, who were due to come over here. Not the Wanted, they're a totally different band. The Warning, who were due to come over here a couple of years ago. I think it's a couple of years ago now. It seems crazy it was that long ago. But yeah, so a couple of years we've had this coronavirus thing. And you'll also find the Warning here on the channel, because I did a little interview with them, because they were due to come over here in I think it was August, September time a couple of years ago. But unfortunately, because of coronavirus, that didn't go through. It couldn't happen. Or maybe, yeah, it must have been a couple of years ago, because it wasn't last year. So yeah, time flies, but fingers crossed that they can get over here and play to the fans that they have here as well, because it was a crowd-funded thing in order to get the girls to come over to the UK for the first ever gig. So that would have been great, and hopefully that is still going to happen in the future. And if that is something that they'd like me to be involved with, then I'm more than happy to get involved with that, and maybe do a bit of filming. Maybe that is something I could put on Instagram. If I'm going out and I'm actually taking pictures, then I've got stuff that I can do, and it's purely that event that I'm actually going to either talk about, or maybe present, or I can do a video, maybe an analysis video of it live actually being there. That'll be interesting. But anyway, hopefully that can happen in the future, and all kinds of live events and gigs can start to be rolled out a little bit more. But fingers crossed for not only that, but yeah, for the warning to come over to the UK. That'd be really cool to see them here for not only myself, but fans of the music as well. So thank you guys for joining me tonight. I know that we're at 1 a.m. already. I was thinking that we have had a little bit of action in that PayPal window, but also Teacherman1955 has donated $5, so thank you for that. And the message is, hi Phil and Wingers, the donation from David was by me. I wanted to wish you a belated birthday. I had a note, but it didn't show. Rock, with some rock horns and a guitar, or 2 guitars. Thank you for that, David, and thank you for the donation as well. Unfortunately, the message didn't show up, but thank you for donating in the super chat window so that we did get the message, and thank you for those belated birthday wishes. And all of you guys who have donated tonight, thank you so much for that. But also, we have had a donation in the PayPal window, and let me get that up on screen because it is from Linda Z in the house, who has donated £5. Thank you for that, Linda. The message is, how did you come up with the Under the Spotlight name? ? So this was just myself brainstorming. I was trying to think of something that described what it's going to be. And the premise of the show is going to be taking a guitarist who is going to be playing something that is totally unique for the channel. So they're going to be playing over the backing track, and every guitarist, this is the fun part, every guitarist is playing over the same backing track that has been made specifically for Under the Spotlight. So it means that they all will be approaching it their own way, and that's the point, to put the artist under the spotlight. It kind of just made sense that I wanted to have something that meant that they are just showing their playing and their artistry, so that we get to see how they approach their artistry, the way that they play on the fretboard over a backing that other guitarists are going to show exactly how they play over the same backing. But I can guarantee you that they're going to play something different. Every guitarist is going to play something different, and that is the point, that when you're learning to play the guitar and when you're learning to play guitar solos and just solo on any instrument, playing a solo is difficult, but on guitar a lot of people do get bogged down with the technical aspects of it and trying to play fast, and so many people fall down a rabbit hole of just trying to increase speed rather than maybe try and play with their own artistry and play their own way, because everyone can do that. So it's something that I just want to highlight in other players who are very well respected and are professional players, how they play and how they apply their artistry to what they do. So that was the premise for it. So it really was them being focused on, and I think I probably went along the lines of saying something like, you know, in focus, or plays in focus. I don't know, Under the Spotlight just seemed to be a visual representation of what the show is going to be all about. But thank you so much for that, Linda Z, the donation and that question. And because we're not having a pick roulette tonight, I was thinking we might have a little look into the live chat room, see if there's any questions in there that I can address. And it is going to be a bit hit and miss as to which questions I can see, because they do go through the screen quite quickly. But maybe we can do that. I'll look out for that in the next few minutes, because we have a little bit of time now where we would normally do the pick roulette if we have hit the likes target, but we're going to be just maybe looking at some questions. But thank you, Linda Z, for that question. And I know there has been another donation that's come in. So Orlando's in the house and has donated £1.40. Thank you for that, Orlando. And the message is, I am watching but unable to participate. Spike the likes and rock on, with lots of rock horns. So thank you for that, Orlando, and thank you for spiking the likes and donating, even though Orlando is going to be watching mostly on catch up. So hello, catch up crew, to you guys in the future. And if you haven't hit that thumbs up yet in catch up, but also live now, that would be much appreciated if you could do it. We look like we're at 261, so we're looking for another 39 people to get to 300, and then we're just going to see what happens. We can see if we can find any other people to then hit that thumbs up, and we'll see where we end up, whether they start decreasing like they did before. But let me have a little look into the live chat room and see if there are any questions in there. And what might be a good idea is to tag Wings of Pegasus. So type at Wings of Pegasus, and I can see, just going through now, Jennifer says, what is your favourite pizza? I can just about read that at the bottom. So my favourite pizza is probably Texas barbecue, which is from Domino's. I like their Texas barbecue. I know that other companies do their own version. I don't think I've ever had a Pizza Hut Texas barbecue, but I think they do a similar kind of version. So, Texas barbecue. If I'm having a Pizza Hut, for some reason, I do like ham and pineapple. So, I sometimes have that, depending on what mood I'm in. Sometimes I have a pepperoni passion, which is another Domino's pizza. But the only problem is that Domino's pizza is, we have another hair in the mouth. This is the problem that I'm getting quite regularly now. Because my fringe is so long, there might be a rogue hair that is connected, but it's so thin you can't see it, and it's just dangling in my mouth. Anyway, the problem with having very long hair. Anyway, the pizza that I have at Domino's, yeah, Texas barbecue, pepperoni passion. I don't have a Hawaiian, as it's known in Pizza Hut circles, of the ham and pineapple, but over at Domino's, they have their pizzas, I think a large is like £18.99, which is crazy. And that is a real large. I mean, that lasts me maybe 2 or 3 nights. But I sometimes go for another company that are a restaurant, more of a restaurant, but they do deliver as well. And they're called Pizza Express, for anybody that's in the UK who know that company. And they have pizzas that are just all one size, and they're better for a one-person meal because it means you can eat it all in one night. And with them, I do have the Americana, I think they call it, which is like the pepperoni passion. So that's just pepperoni pizza. And that's pretty much the only version of their pizza that I have, but I do like it. It reminds me of when I used to work in a place called Pizza Piazza when I was 16, 17, and I used to wash the dishes. And I probably worked there for about 3 or 4 months before I realised that I was entitled to have a break. So it meant that I was doing maybe 5 or 6 hours of washing up. And I was the only washer-upper for the whole restaurant. So it meant that the restaurant might be fully booked, and I had to have such a quick turnaround on the plates. And it was just me. It was Phil out the back, bending over a sink that was too low. So by the end of the night, after 5 or 6 hours of washing dishes, my back was an absolute nightmare, and I remember that every week I would earn about £16. So, I don't know, you can do the maths to work that out. £16 a week for 5 or 6 hours. I wasn't paid a lot. It was very hard work, but the pizza that I had there was very nice. So, it always reminds me, the pepperoni pizza that I have, of when I used to work at Pizza Piazza. But it wasn't, the pizzas that I have now aren't at the level that pizza was that I used to have on my break. So that was amazing to have a break. Also, after kind of 3 or 4 hours of washing up, you are very hungry. So I used to devour that pizza on my break. So unfortunately, it meant that if I did have a break, I then had to race through the washing up even more, because while I was eating pizza, other people were eating pizza and dirtying their plates. And I remember these pasta dishes where the pasta would be burnt on, and you had to get a scouring pad and scratch at it for like 5 minutes to try and get it clean. Anyway, yeah, I also did some painting and decorating in my younger days, and I was a personal trainer, which I've mentioned on this channel as well. So anyway, thank you for that question about pizza. I can talk about pizza for a very long time. So thank you for that. I can see Brian going through there. Should have an Alice band ready for pizza time with a laughing face. So thank you for that. And yeah, to keep the hair out of the mouth, I think that's probably quite a good idea. What I tend to do is just put my hair in a ponytail and then put a cap on and just hide under that with all my hair, and then it's all fine. It doesn't get into my mouth. So that is what I tend to do. And great opportunity too. I haven't even plugged the mug tonight. I should have done that when Orlando donated. So here is a mug. You can get your hands on this in the tray underneath this video, along with all of the merchandise, Wings of Pegasus, and this on that side, not on that side, because I'm always looking at the flipped version of myself. So there we go. Spike the likes. A great idea, by the way. If you want to hit that thumbs up, be much appreciated. But yeah, I tend to wear a cap. And we have Wings of Pegasus caps now as well. So you can purchase one of those in the tray underneath this video. But thank you for that question. And also, I'll have a little quick look into the comments section, the chat room. And the message is, I've seen one from Janice quickly. Have you ever done an analysis on Striper /Michael Sweet? I haven't yet, but I know that Striper are on my analysis request list there somewhere. So I will be getting to them in the future. It is quite a long list, but just to answer that question, yes, I will be doing it in the future. But no, I haven't done one yet. But thank you for that question. And I'm just going to jump into the PayPal window because there has been another donation in there. So thank you, Lucy, for this donation for £2.50. Again, the message is, I looked it up in several places. When it snows on your birthday, it is a sure sign of a great year ahead. So thank you for that, Lucy. And I will just take that as a very positive thing. And hopefully things will go very well in 2021. I mean, things went really well in 2020 as well. So I can't really complain. We are still hanging out on a Tuesday and a Saturday. So this something that hopefully in the future we can get a few more people involved in the community, but it's already such a great community. We're already winning. But let me have a quick look in. I can see another question going through. Donna says, Phil, question, who is, oh, and it went through too quickly. I think it said who is something like a favorite guitar player, or maybe somebody that I was influenced by. And this is the problem, they do go through very quickly. But just to mention, the first player that I listened to that made me want to play guitar was Jimi Hendrix. So that he's probably my main influence or one of my favourite guitar players. And then started listening to Gary Moore, Van Halen, Red Beach, maybe George Lynch as well, kind of 80s guitarist, Steve Vai. I'm trying to think. Maybe I'm trying to think. I've pretty much covered most of the 80s guys. This hair is really annoying me and putting me off. There's nothing worse than feeling like you've got a hair not only in your mouth, but it's dangling in your mouth and you can't grab it to get it out of your mouth. So anyway, trying to think of guitar players. I think I pretty much covered them there as well. Maybe a little bit of John Petrucci, Dream Theater, a little bit more technical on that side of things. But yeah, there are so many guitarists that I listen to that are really to do with the 80s. But I'd say on the blues side of things, probably Stevie Ray Vaughan as well. I mean, you can't really not mention Stevie Ray Vaughan when you're talking about blues guitarists. But obviously Eric Clapton. I'm just going to stop there. But there are so many blues guitarists and then hard rock guitarists that I then went into and kind of looking into the techniques of tapping. And Van Halen was one of those guys that when I listened to him, I thought, wow, what is he doing on that guitar? And I want to try and figure out what he's doing. Red Beach, very much with his legato tapping. Another player that I really was into when I started listening to Winger. So yeah, lots of different guitarists. But I'd say at the beginning, Jimi Hendrix. That's the one that I'd throw in there at the top of the list. So thank you for that question as it went through. I just about grabbed it. So we are going to be just scrolling up in that PayPal window. Thank you guys for these donations. And I can see that we have a couple more in the super chat window as well. So I will get to those as well. Jill has donated £10 and 46 pence. Thank you for that, Jill. The message is, last Saturday I had to listen the live stream on my phone while I was driving. Tried to send a donation from my phone, but it didn't appear to go through. So this is for you to spend on anything you want. Glad you had a good birthday. Thanks so much for all you do. Rock. So thank you, Jill, for that very kind donation and the kind words. This is something that, talking about Domino's Texas barbecue pizza, I could definitely eat one of those right now. I did have Chinese last night, and then because you get quite a lot of food with the Chinese, I then finished that off tonight. So even though I've had Chinese earlier, I did eat it quite early on. So now I'm feeling hungry. I always start to feel hungry in these live streams because of the mention of food pretty much all the time. But it's a good indication as to what we're all thinking about in the live chat room, but also me thinking about pizza. So thank you for all of these kind donations to spend on pizza. I can see lots of question marks going through. And Donna says, how about Eric Clapton, question mark. So maybe this was a comment before I mentioned Eric Clapton earlier. So maybe there's a bit of a delay. But yeah, I did mention Clapton in amongst those blues players, Steve Ray Vaughan as well. So thank you for that question, Donna. I just saw lots of question marks going across the screen, but that's what that was. So thank you, Jill, for that donation. And just scrolling up, and we have another donation from Toby and Julian Toby, who has donated £4.88. So thank you for that. And I think this is Toby aka Mike. So I'm really trying to remember all of the aliases with the usernames, but thank you for this donation. The message is, good evening, I am in Iowa, USA. I also messaged on chat. I am a bit late. My favorite is the original deep dish Uno's, the originators, Italian sausage and mushrooms. That sounds like quite a nice mix, especially Italian sausage. I think that's pretty much maybe the same as the pepperoni. Maybe it's got a slightly different taste to it. The mushrooms, I quite like a pizza. Sometimes the vegetarian pizza, even though I'm not a vegetarian, I'd like that sometimes because that has mushrooms on there. Plenty of cheese. I'm trying to think what else they put on the vegetarian pizza to make it so nice, but it is really nice, the Domino's version of it. So I sometimes do have that. And when somebody orders a vegetarian, sometimes, you know, when there are lots of you together and you order maybe 2 or 3 pizzas, it's quite a good mix to have a vegetarian one in there. So thank you for that donation. And Uno's, I don't think I've seen that here. Here we have Domino's, we have Pizza Hut. Again, we're talking about food. I said we weren't going to talk about food. We're talking about pizza as always. We have Domino's, Pizza Express. What else do we have? I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever seen Uno's. We have Papa John's. That's another one I know from the TV. So yeah, I haven't heard of Uno's, but they maybe haven't got over to the UK here. Maybe it's something over in the USA and in Iowa as well. But thank you for making me talk about pizza again. And I'm just going to scroll up because there has been another donation that's come through. And it is Lynn who has donated £20. Thank you for that, Lynn. The message is, where will the Under the Spotlight backing track come from? Will you write it? So yes, it was done in this room. And yeah, it is going to be just sent over to each guitarist. I have sent it over via email. And yeah, so it's a totally custom track. So everything about Under the Spotlight is just on this channel. So the solo that you're going to hear is going to be a solo that has been made just for this channel, for the Under the Spotlight section of the channel and for that video series. And the backing track has been made in here, and that is something that's just going to be sent to the guitarist. I'm thinking about in the future, for different versions, I would like to expand Under the Spotlight to not only have professional players on there, but also to have recreational players and people that do it as a hobby and have been doing it for a while, because I think it'd be great to get that up on screen. And then I was also I know that I've mentioned this before, about maybe having a celebrity version of it. So maybe getting players who might be actors or I don't know, sportsmen, or they might play the guitar and have a passion for it as a hobby, but then they do something else full time that they might be known for. It might be cool to have an Under the Spotlight, a celebrity version of it, to get that on the channel as well. So this is all stuff in the future that I think it would be great. I would find it interesting looking at not only recreational players, obviously professional players will be the official Under the Spotlight show, but then to have a celebrity version as well, because I know of a few celebrities or actors and sports people who do play the guitar. I've seen them playing, even chat show hosts. So yeah, it'd be great to maybe go in that kind of direction with it. But it's all in-house. Everything about Under the Spotlight is going to be me and the other guitarist and me looking at what they're doing, and they've sent the solo to me and it's very enclosed. So it's something we will have total control of. And thinking about getting other guitar players in the future, it might be the case that I can make the Under the Spotlight backing track available on the website so people can download it and then play their solos, and then maybe email over their solos so that we can have that recreational version of Under the Spotlight. So that might be a way that I can get your solos. If you're watching this and you play guitar yourself, you can get your solos sent in by downloading the track maybe from the website. But this is all in the future. All more ideas that I have kicking off in my head that I think would be just really cool to be able to do in the future. But thank you, Lynn, for that donation. And yes, that backing track has been written in this room, all in-house, all Under the Spotlight, all of the animations that are going to be on that particular series. As you guys know, over on Patreon, I've been working on the graphics and everything. So it's all myself doing everything as usual on this channel. So thank you for that, Lynn. And I'm just going to scroll up, and Michelle has donated £2.09. Thank you for that. And the message is, hi Phil, how about a John McLaughlin reaction, not you genre per se, thank you, with a thumbs up. So thank you for that, Michelle. And I think John is here somewhere. It might be quite a while ago. So if you ever search for British guitarist analysis and then type in John McLaughlin, then you should be able to find that. I've got a sneaking feeling that I've featured John a little bit more recently, but I don't know whether that's true or not. So you might have to have a search. I think it's just because I've seen so many videos, or so many of John's videos, that maybe I'm thinking I've done more than I have. But thank you for that, Michelle. And just to address the super chat donations as well, because we've had a few in there. Thank you guys for this. And we've had Paul, who has donated $5 and says, let's spike those likes, with a smiley face. So thank you for that. And I don't know why this has moved over on the screen. There we go. $279 is where we are at. No, $279. We're not quite there, but we're at 279 likes. But that was a $5 donation from Paul, not $279. So don't panic, Paul. That hasn't gone through as that amount. So we are at 279 likes. And yeah, so we will see 21 more people we're looking for to hit that thumbs up to get to 300. I don't think we're going to make it tonight. We all know that Tuesday is a more difficult day, but also the likeometer has been a little bit temperamental recently. But thank you, Paul, for that donation. Thank you as well to Bill for the $5 donation. The message is, belated happy birthday, internet problems here. So thank you for that, Bill. And Paul has donated again, $5. The message is, how about Pizza della Mama? You know, more homemade, small place, almost art pizza. So thank you for that, Paul. I've never heard of Pizza della Mama, but I guess it might be the same kind of setup as Pizza Express, which is like a smaller company where you go in and you sit in at the restaurant, and their pizzas are a little bit smaller, but more homemade style. So I do sometimes have those. So yeah, I do like the smaller pizza sometimes, rather than the one that lasts a few days. Sometimes I think you need to be really hungry to eat the kind of Domino's pizza, because the base is quite doughy and you get the dip with it, and the garlic and herb dip. I'm a big fan of that, so I have to be quite hungry in order to order one of those. Whereas if I'm just moderately hungry, then the Pizza Express one is just a really good size. And Paul has donated $5 again. Thank you for this, Paul. The message is, or the donation is $5. The message is, are we talking guitar players? So that would mean Robin Ford and Larry Carlton and maybe Al Di Meola, and just saying. So thank you for that, Paul. And Robin Ford, Larry Carlton, Al Di Meola, I'm not sure Larry's on the channel, but I know that Robin and Al, I think Al was quite a recent one that I did. I did one a very long time ago on Al Di Meola, but now we've got a more recent one of Al, so you can check that out if you want to. If you're not knowing who these players are, you want to check out an analysis video, then type the names into the search bar on YouTube, type in British Guitarist Analysis, and you will be able to find them. So, talking about finding things, we have another donation that's come through over on PayPal, and it is 25+1 here in the morning, so we're going to have to be calling this live stream to a close just after this. Susan has donated £10. Thank you for this, Susan. And the message is, at work but got in just at the end, will be catch-up crew on Patreon. Rock! So thank you for that, Susan, and thank you for catching up in the future, and for hello in the future again to Susan, who has just donated, and Donald has just donated $5. So thank you for that, Donald, in the super chat window. And the message is the guy lying down on his side saying, how's it going? It is going well. Thank you, Donald, for that donation and for all of the donations tonight. It is massively appreciated, and all of those PayPal donations as well, because as you can see that little message on the screen, it's on that side. The donations in super chat, 35 to 45% of those go to YouTube. So just so you guys donate and you know the lay of the land and what percentages work, how much YouTube take. I think PayPal just charge maybe a 3 to 5% transaction fee, something like that. So PayPal is a lot less in terms of the percentage that they take. So anyway, but thank you guys for all of the donations, super chat and PayPal. It really does make a difference. It allows me to move forward with the channel and buy plugins and equipment that I need in order to, for example, do the live analysis, which I'm going to be doing tomorrow night. And make sure you tune into that one if you can join me. It's going to be at 12 midnight Greenwich Mean Time. But we are going to be calling this to a close now. Thank you everyone for joining me tonight. If you are in the catch-up crew, if you can hit that thumbs up and help get us closer to that target, it'll be much appreciated. It'll be interesting to see if we do get around 300, whether the likes still decrease after the live stream has finished. That's a little experiment that we can do if you guys can hit that thumbs up. So thank you everyone for joining me tonight on this post-birthday live stream. Thank you for all of the birthday wishes, the belated birthday wishes as well. I'm very much looking forward to another year on this channel, and let's see what happens in the future. I'll be rolling out, I'm sure, lots of Under the Spotlights in the future. I'll probably move that concept on, but it'd be great to have different versions of that same concept and premise in order to get lots of different guitarists up on screen and get them under the spotlight. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me tonight, everybody in that live chat room. And just have a quick look in there. We have Marty, Lee, Kathy, Donna, Nalita, Stan, and Daedra, did that, Lauren, Lynn, with Jennifer, Pamela, Billy, Leanne, and we're going through too quickly. I can't keep my eyes on the names, but thank you everybody for joining me tonight. Huge shout out to the moderators as always for doing such a great job in that live chat room, and thank you everyone in that live chat room for making it such a great place to be. I'm going to be back again tomorrow night, like I said, same time that this live stream starts, 12 midnight Greenwich Mean Time. If you can join me then, I'll see you then tomorrow night. And I'm going to be doing another analysis video Friday night. We're live streaming Saturday night with a pick roulette, so make sure that you tune in for that if you do get a chance. And if you typed I agree last Saturday, then your name will be on that wheel and you could be winning yourself a signed Wings of Pegasus pick. So I'll see you guys then, and I'll be doing another analysis video on Sunday as always. So try to stay as safe as possible, follow your government's guidelines, whatever they're saying about the masks, the self-isolation, the self-distancing, all that kind of stuff. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Rock!